So, on behalf of the CAC, it's my pleasure to be speaking to Mr. Atul Mahajan. Atul has an incredible amount of experience in strategic planning and resource allocation in the energy industry. And we're here today to talk to him about Luta, an innovative app poised to help people fight climate change. So, how are you today, Atul?
Well, thank you, Nishant, for that introduction. And thank you to Climate Action Consultancy for setting this up. I am great on a bright sunny day and looking forward to this interview and how I can help people understand what Luta is all about.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. So, tell me a bit about yourself. Who is Atul Mahajan?
Now, that's a good question. Who is Atul Mahajan? All right. So I'm going to say I'm an ordinary guy trying to make and hoping to take on an extraordinary challenge, which is to avoid this climate change related catastrophe. And now this climate change, as a topic is so current right now. And it seems very daunting. I mean, the whole political leader spectrum from India to China to Russia to US to Europe, we're all talking about it. And I believe a lot of the times your audience might be thinking it's so daunting. Even the big guys like these billionaires and our leaders, they can't seem to be solving it. Now, this is where I believe all of us need to be engaged, but we're unfortunately not. And I think, in all honesty, I think we're not engaged because we think it's not our problem. It's our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's problem. It is Biden's problem, or it's India or China's problem. And I think we also have this feeling that this is remote. I don't see the impact of climate change. Yes, it's happening in Germany. If you're sitting in Toronto or Ontario, it's happened in BC, lots of forest fires in, California. And it's also a lot of the times our political leaders, when they say we make these commitments to be climate friendly or zero carbon or net zero by 2030, 2050, 2070 pledges, we make it sound so distant. Well, it's not. All you have to do is not just look around, but truly see, not just hear, but truly listen, and you will know that we need to act now. So, sorry, I went on and on beyond your question on who Atul Mahajan is, so you can see I'm an ordinary man taking on hopefully an extraordinary challenge with support, and I think we can do it.
Don't even worry about it. That was a great insight. And you're taking on that challenge, and one of the ways you're doing so is through Luta. So, right. In a nutshell, what is Luta? Like, who is it meant for?
So, Luta is in British English, it means fight. And I believe it is our team's hope and vision that more and more people will join us on this fight to engage not just us, but people around us in Canada and hopefully soon beyond Canada to join in on this very worthy fight to stop climate change. So it's meant for everyone, not just a certain demographic, because all of us need to, make this planet our home, not just for today, but for generations to come. I'm not with those, and you know who those are, who are out there saying we need to, look at Mars as another home. And I think we have a great home on Earth, and we need to preserve it. It can be done.
So what inspired you to create Luta specifically?
Because it's a big challenge. Like I said, I'm not saying that I go around looking for challenges, but sometimes you get inspired by the depth and the breadth of the challenge, and I was. And this climate change, as I was saying earlier, It is now front and center for all of us. And yet, I believe we all need a nudge, which is what I'm hoping Luta will provide. It is definitely the right timing. Everyone's talking about climate change. There's probably very few people on the fringes who still don't believe that climate change is anthropogenic, so they don't need a nudge. I think most of us are just looking for that gentle nudge, and Luta was created so that we can help do that.
So one of the main features of Luta is the community hub. So what kind of discussions happen in the community hub, and like, could I contribute if I wanted to?
Well, Nishant, thank you. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. So you made my day. It is a main feature because we did start with this assumption that a lot of people need to make changes with the way that they heat and cool their homes and how they transport themselves from point A to point B. And that could make a huge change. And it does, because 60 to 70% of our household budget is really related to energy. And then if you change that, you will make a meaningful impact. But you are 100% right that as we listen to our audience, as we listen to our users, we introduce this community hub feature where even if you don't have any decision-making power on your furnaces, on your air conditioners, or you can't afford to switch from gasoline car to EV just yet, then that doesn't mean that you can't take an action. Like you, Nishant, and I know when we were talking just before we started the interview that you do want to take an action, and you are active on the hub, where you can make small changes in your lifestyle, so such as, say, walking to places where you used to drive, or take brief showers. I used to take long showers. Now I take brief showers, which is not only saving water, but it's also all the natural gas we use or electricity we use to heat up that water. So when we make these small changes and then go on to the community hub and talk about it passionately to others, you inspire others. I did get inspired, for example, very recently by a Luta user on Community Hub talking about tea. I grew up in India, so I'm very used to drinking tea, but I was lazy. I used to use tea bags. Now I switched over to loose leaf tea. It tastes better and it's planet friendly. So I actually have to thank the Community Hub for giving me that tip and inspiration to learn that. So I think last but not the least, I would love to say that go on to the Luta Community Hub. It's not just billionaires. As a matter of fact, it's not the billionaires who are going to solve this problem. Because if you could throw money at it and solve climate change problem, we would have done it already. It needs people like you, Nishant, and me, and many others, or Luta warriors, who will make small changes, which will turn into big changes and inspire others. And when you're on the Community Hub, I know I'm repeating myself, you might find a lot of tips to make these small changes every day.
This is all very exciting stuff. It's great to hear it from you directly.
So I apologize in advance if I'm sounding too passionate. This is only because I used to be on the side of apathy. That was a few years ago. That's no more. And I beg you that, decide, are you for or against? But once you have decided that you are for, join in on this fight.
So one of the best ways I think that people can join in the fight is by what I think is one of Luta's most innovative features, which is the audit features. So Can you tell me a bit more about the furnace and central AC and automobile audit features?
Absolutely, Nishad. So these audits, or you can call them self-assessments, they were designed and developed with just one thing in the mind, which is the user, right? No one wants to sit on Luta app for tens of minutes or hours to give us lots of data and lots of answers. So we designed these audits so that you can quickly self-assess with very few answers in time. Literally, you could be sitting on waiting for your Uber ride to come, and you'll be surprised. You can take a self-assessment and figure out if the furnace you have at home, or the central air conditioning that you use at home, or the car you drive, with the change that you can make to a high efficiency furnace or an EV, or even if you don't believe in EV yet, buy a fuel efficient car. I would strongly recommend you buy an EV, but it's not our job to tell you what to do. It's just nudge you to the information. And these assessments, try them. They are for free. For all of the Luta users, you know that Luta is a free app. And these self-assessments will help you get educated with data that how much GHG emission you can save if you own and control your furnace, AC, and car decisions. So, to sum it up, these were designed to be very user-friendly, quick answers for quick outcomes, results, and then we connect you within the app with the help of an algorithm to choose, for example, heating and cooling professionals close to you based on your postal code, and also auto dealers who could help you, take a EV for a test drive. And once you test drive an EV, you will see the difference of not just how it's planet friendly, it is also very, very cool. I'll just, if you haven't had a chance to test drive an EV, try it.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing that in the future.
Right.
One thing that you mentioned, so how does Luta connect you to local professionals?
Yeah, so we have an algorithm that, takes your postal code and chooses in a fair manner of the professionals that we have on our platform. These are licensed professionals thanks to a partnership with HRAI and all these auto dealers that are on our platform. And with one touch, with very quick action on the part of the user, the algorithm works in the background and chooses that professional or the dealer that's closest to you. If you want them to call you, they call you. If you want them to email you, they email you. So you control that relationship between you and that licensed professional as to when or if you want them to call you.
That's incredible. So I understand that one thing that makes Luta so much more unique is that there are rewards. So what are some of the rewards for greenhouse gas reduction actions on Luta?
Well, first of all, once again, thank you to Climate Action Consultancy for, choosing you to interview me, because you seem to have, you've done a great amount of research. So back to the rewards. Great point. At Luta, we want to give you the information, help you, talk about small changes or big changes that you can make in your lifestyle to help the planet fight this climate change. But we also thought that, we can create a Luta ecosystem of GHG coins so that when you take these actions, the ones that I was talking about that do save GHG, when you switch over, for example, from a gasoline car to an EV, we will give you these Luta GHG coins. We have decided that these GHG coins can be redeemed with the help of our partners. And now, when I say we decided, this was based on the Luta membership, the Luta users who were saying, it'll be cool if you can help us convert these coins into something meaningful like planting trees. So what we do now, Nishant, is if let's say you had, I don't know, 50 GHG coins in your account, you can redeem them for planting trees in your name, or you could gift it to your mom, dad, friends, and actually even make a bigger difference than you did when you switched from a low efficiency furnace to a high efficiency, or took another green action on the Luta app. And this redemption, or you can even buy a tree from Luta app very quickly, very easily, is so quick and easy that you got to try it. And by the way, if you choose to buy it, you'll find that it's less than buying a cup of your favorite frappuccino or any other kind of chino. So try it.
That's incredible. So who are Luta's partners and collaborators in the climate change space?
Well, so first of all, Climate Action Consultancy. It's for those who don't know, it's a student-led body at McMaster. We're very pleased to have partnered with them. We're learning a lot from the students. They are very engaged, at least at Climate Action Consultancy, and they are, using our app to not only help people in Hamilton to understand why Hamilton, because CAC is based in Hamilton, to find ways to get engaged on this topic of climate change. In addition to that, we are partnered with HRAI. So that's remember I was talking to you about the heating and cooling professionals. So that's an association Canada-wide of all the licensed heating and cooling professionals. So HRAI is our partner. And we also have a tree planting partner on our platform, and we may have a surprise coming soon on that partnership.
Ooh, that's exciting.
A pleasant surprise. So
yeah, that's lovely to hear. And so obviously Luta has some great ground right now. But where do you hope to see Luta go over the next few years?
Okay, excellent question. So I want to start by helping Canadians, because I live in Canada. I'm blessed to live in Canada. I'm hoping that your audience and you, Nishant, and Climate Action Consultancy and all our partners will help us engage Canadians so that we don't only lead with our politicians talking about climate change, and we can truly start demonstrating that we're building a momentum. So once we've done this for Canada, whatever we have successfully done for Canada is absolutely Luta's blueprint to go to our fellow Earthlings. And I don't want to be glib about it, but everyone on this planet needs to share this fight. And if Luta does mean truly the fight, I'm going to say we should, rather than start packing bags to go to Mars, I'm with Bezos on this. Earth is beautiful, and I think it's worth the Luta fight. Look at that. I like the ring of that. Worth the Luta fight. So hopefully your listeners would join in on that fight.
Yeah, and I hope so too. I also really like that, worth the Luta fight. That has a really nice ring to it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Atul. It was great speaking to you and great hearing more about Luta.
Well, I'm glad that we could do this on a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm hoping that your audience will benefit from some of these thoughts and join in.
Yeah, to our audience, if you're passionate about climate change, if you're passionate about making a difference, Luta is the way to go. There's nothing but benefits in it for you. But yeah, thank you again, Atul, for joining us.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you.
And I hope to speak with you again soon.
For sure.